Hello everyone, I'm Griffin and we are back with another reaction video. We are once again reacting to another one of Dadvocate's videos, Womansplaining Men to Women, Compilation 42 to 46. Let's see what this one is about.
So there's a series on here called Living with a Man, where somebody's wife is walking around the house recording all of her husband's odd little behaviors and quirks and basically being like, WTF is this?
I just really love when my boyfriend needs to walk 25 feet in front of me at all times for no reason.
So I saw this video and I liked it because I thought it was funny because every guy that I've ever dated has done this. But then I went to the comment section and that got so serious.
I wish men would do better. It makes me so sad to see stuff like this. Talk to him. If no change, rethink him. Early signs. I broke up with a boy because of this. My ex did this to me. Leave. Trust me. It's a big... What? The fuck? The fuck is wrong with you people?
So fast. The comment at the way bottom brings up narcissistic personality disorder. This one says, he has avoidant attachment style, I bet. This one says, you are settling, and the creator liked it, bro. If my husband liked a comment like that, no. Dude, that was like 4 or 5 entire personality diagnoses within a 15-second clip of a dude walking. Everyone wants a golden retriever husband until it's time to take him for a walk. Honestly, I feel like this sums it up quite well.
It wants to go faster. It's being protective. It wants to interact with something. It has a lot of energy. It wants attention. You haven't trained it not to. Yeah, pretty much.
Being funny, but the golden retrievers get it. Like, and everyone wants a tall husband until it's time to keep up with him. Look at these two. He's got a whole foot on her. They're about the same height difference as me and my husband. And not only does my husband have longer legs, he's also more of a city pace walker, and I'm more of like a suburb pace. It is literally not natural for him to match my pace. Like, it goes against every fiber in his body. If you want him to stay next to you, you simply have to do what she's doing here and hold his hand. But let's chill a little bit on the narc labeling. It's not that deep.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you're dating somebody who's taller than you, they're naturally going to have a longer stride. And they're naturally going to walk faster than you and be ahead of you. It doesn't mean that he's purposely trying to avoid you or anything. And the other reason why he probably is walking ahead is so he can, be protective and everything. You can keep a lookout on things ahead. He could probably do that next to you, but he wants to be the first person to come in contact with said stuff before it reaches you. Now, like she said, the one way you can keep your guy, woman, or whoever is walking faster than you next to you to keep up your stride is to hold their hand or just hold them, period.
Despite my golden retriever analogy, we are all adult, autonomous human beings, and we are allowed a 25-foot birth of independence. Like, to hold a mirror up, imagine how weird it would sound if a dude would not allow his girlfriend to walk ahead or away from him. Or even if he just, whined about it when she did. Like, we would all be like, why are you being such a weirdo? But guys, a little spatial awareness goes a long way. We got little legs. You gotta wait up for us. With every healthy relationship, you gotta give each other a little bit of space. As long as you always come back to each other. So there's a series on here called Living with a Man, where somebody's wife is walking around the house recording all of her husband's odd little behaviors and quirks and basically being like, WTF is this? Now, apparently he's in on it. He thinks it's funny. But as someone who considers myself something of like a man whisperer, I wanted to help womansplain some of these habits and behaviors. Okay, so first up... Okay, so I do totally understand the frustration of buying like a $12 kitschy useless appliance and no one using it, but I think his logistics were right here. Because she's still keeping it in an angled dish, so all of the microbes are just going to gather up in there, whereas on a flat surface, you can just wipe that down very easily to dry it. Plus, there's precedent because there's another sponge outside of the cup. 1 point for husband. I should have let it die. I mean, he didn't necessarily do anything wrong by not charging his own watch. Net neutral. Just let the house catch on fire. Alright, an electric kettle on a cutting board is not going to burn the house down.
Yeah. Electric kettle can't get hot enough to, set a cutting board on fire. It can't do that. It doesn't have enough heat to do that. It can get hot, yeah. it can probably leave a little bit of a mark to where it's browning the wood maybe a little bit, but that's about it. It can't get hot enough to set the cutting board on fire.
And they're designed to automatically turn off, and it kind of looks aesthetic, so I'll give him another round. All right, so here he literally nailed this to their bathroom wall. Not gonna lie, I would be horrified, but I would laugh really hard, so net neutral. Oh my god. She's right. She's in the right 100%. 10 out of 10 mad. Definitely a point to the...
Yeah, even this would bug me a little bit because I like to have things organized. Especially when I'm at work. I am a very organized person because I like to know where shit is. I'm a lot less organized and clean at home because it's my home. But I like to have some sort of organizational stuff, especially when it comes to cutlery and silverware and stuff like that. The forks go with the forks, spoons with spoons, knives with knives, and so on and so forth.
The wife, I would have to take a walk. Alright, what is this? A key box? Nah, she's wrong for this. You
Why do you need a key box?
Who bought that key box? No one wanted that key box. Girl, we all just want to grab our keys and go. We don't want to have to open no box and then close it again. Husband gets another point. This one really gets me going. Yeah. Water rings are bad on wood. Coasters are good. Point for...
I don't use coasters or anything because I have a cup. I have a cup. It is rare for me to buy any sort of drinks, be it pop or anything that comes in a can. I always buy 2 liters and I pour it into my cup. I don't need a coaster. I don't ever use coasters.
For wife. All right, now you're just flexing.
At this point, yeah, you're flexing and you're nitpicking. All right. If you're getting mad at every little tiny thing, it's not the guy's problem. You at this point, you're having a problem. You're just nitpicking.
Well, then she puts it back crappy herself. Maybe money can't buy happiness. Net neutral. Who leaves the wrapper in with fresh cakes? I do this. This is 100% efficient because most plastic cupcake containers are not recyclable, so you're going to throw it away anyway. Point for the man, sorry. So pretty much the same concept here. He said this was eco-friendly.
Okay. This one does bug me. My brother does this sometimes. He would sometimes cook something, leave it in the pot, and put the pot in the fridge. You're not supposed to do that. That irks me. He lives on his own, but when we lived together, he did that, and it bugged me.
It's a no from me. I do this. If there are no guests eating off of it, he's totally right. Maybe I'm just telling on myself. He's got 5 cups on his office. Point for wife. Y'all all do that.
Yeah.
All right, he left a bunch of empty bottles in the fridge. Can't explain the pickle juice, actually.
People who drink pickle juice are fucking weird. Y'all are you're drinking vinegar. That's all you're drinking is vinegar. Flavored vinegar. But the empty bottles and shit, yeah, that I can understand that being a bit of a problem. That's just, if it's empty, throw it away.
Dudes do this thing where they take the leftover pickle juice and they stick their fingers in it and they flick it on their sandwiches for extra flavor. I'm not kidding. My husband will also add water to bottles like this just to get the last little bit out. But they're rich, so I'm with her. Just throw it out. And then finally, sink cup. But tragically, it is in the sink, not next to the sink, so I have to give her a point. In the end, we end up with an even score. They're both giving 50-50. They're annoying each other equally. We love to see it.
Yep. Say what you want about women who hate men.
I will.
But there is no partner more loyal to a man than a man-hating woman. If she chose you, you are the exception to her. And she is not about to go sort through the trash to find your replacement because she does not believe he exists. Unfortunately, ladies, the same does not apply to us. Men who hate women just become mess.
Oh, that's a cute hashtag. So you guys actually believe that, huh? You ladies actually believe that your man is going to go completely unaffected by your hatred of men? And you honestly believe that hating men makes a woman more loyal? Yeah, apparently all these women believe that. Let's read some of these comments. I told my fiance he was the last man I would ever be with, and he was like, "Aw, babe, I love you too." And I was like, "No, you misunderstand me." Like, "No, babe, not because I love you, but because I hate your gender group." Romantic.
Women like this deserve to be single. I swear to God.
When I say men, I don't mean you. And you actually think that makes him feel better. The men friends who felt threatened by me for being a man-hater were my biggest disappointments. Yeah, they're the disappointing ones. This guy tries to get her to...
The one thing I hate about a lot of these women is they have a bad experience with anywhere between 1 to 5 men. And then they say all men are trash. No, bitch. The men you pick are trash. Your tastes are shit. Learn to pick men that aren't douchebags. You may like the bad boy shit, but it's this bad boy shit that you keep going after that keeps giving you the bad experiences. Go after a good guy, not a nice guy. Don't go after the nice guys. Those guys are dumb shits too. Go after a good guy. A good guy will be the one who will take care of you and everything. It will actually love you. Don't go after the shitheads. Just because you keep picking shitheads doesn't mean that all men are shitheads. It just means your choices are shit.
To see the harm she's causing, but of course we're just going to pretend we don't see that. It is so amazingly arrogant for these women to be like, all men are bad, except for the one I picked. I am so amazing and desirable that I was able to find the one good man. Like, no, dude, humble yourself and recognize that if you want to be intellectually consistent, you have to admit that you either hate all men, including your own, or you have to admit that there are good men. And by the amount of women using this sound, there's probably a lot of them. If you honestly think that you're going to convince men that they'll be better off with a man-hater, there is a special room with soft walls that I would recommend visiting. Why in the world would a man want to make himself vulnerable to someone who hates people who look like him? If I was a dude and the girl I liked told me she hated men, I would be like, well, there's certainly a time limit before that applies to me. The only type of dude who would feel safe in a relationship like that would have to be more arrogant than these women, and that's very arrogant. Why would a man want to date a woman who treats his father, his brothers, his friends, and every influential man in his life as disposable? Why would a man put himself in a position to potentially have a son with someone who's going to hate that child based on his chromosomes? And we haven't even touched on the trans men who did nothing to get roped into this whole mess. And if one more of you says you will simply turn lesbian, I will scream. If you claim to love a man, if you claim to be good for a man, but then in the same breath you say that you hate men, you do not love that man. You are not good for that man. Do with that what you will. Womansplaining Men to Women, episode 45, because you're not crazy, this shit is just nuanced. Do you ever wonder why your dude is always making smart-ass comments? Do you ever feel like he's doing things just to mess with you? Does it ever feel like the sassier you get, the more it seems like there's a little smirk creeping up on his face? That is because he is. You are not gaslighting yourself. Anyone who has ever been attracted to women can confirm. Women are kind of hot when they're mad. It's so funny too, because in the moment we think we are going so...
It's especially with the really short, tiny women. When they're angry, sometimes they're just adorable. It's like a tiny kitten trying to be a lion. It's adorable to see.
So hard. We think that we are being so intimidating, but inside he's just like, yes. As long as he knows that the situation is manageable and he's not actually in danger, he's gonna let you go off. I think it's just entertaining for them to see someone so seemingly small and sweet turn into just a tornado of chaos. I swear we will be going off and these dudes will just be looking at us like, that is one pissed off spicy tamale. She wants to kick my ass right now. It is so hot. But everyone has different spice levels. Some guys are mild salsa guys. They like when she's mad at other people, but they don't necessarily want that smoke for themselves. And then there are the ghost pepper guys. Those are the guys who see a girl throw a chair across the room while swearing in ancient Nordic war cries, and they're like, that's the one for me. Most dudes are somewhere in between. Our blessing and our curse as women is that no matter how mad we get, at the end of the day, we're still adorable. And that can be kind of funny sometimes. Especially when we think we're giving this, but we're actually giving this. I'm just saying, we can only blame guys so much. I mean, we are pretty cute when we're being spicy meatballs.
On Saturday mornings, can you not make pancakes? Like, can you not make a big breakfast? Like, Milo can have toast. You're not going to cut the grass. First, I want to just have coffee. So sit down on paper. It might look...
When your husband grammar is horrible. It should be when your husband is making pancakes and doing laundry and cutting the grass on Saturday morning pisses you off. The grammar in that is just atrocious. It bugs me. What's wrong with your husband who's making pancakes, doing laundry, and cutting the grass on a Saturday? I don't see the problem.
Look good. Like, oh, he's cleaning and making breakfast. Like, so nice. I would be like excited for him to get home. Then he would get home and he would be like, hey, like, say hello, give us a kiss. And then he would go and start doing the dishes. I was like, why am I feeling rage because he's going to do the dishes?
This is how this dude's week is going so far. Comes home from a long day of work, goes to do some dishes. Can you not? Wakes up on his day off, goes to make some pancakes. Can you not? This is the definition of can a guy do anything right? I mean, this is exactly why guys stop trying, because they enter these damned if they do, damned if they don't situations. I mean, it's like, don't rely on me for a list, take initiative, and then wait, don't do anything without running it by me first. And if you see the stitches to this video, everyone's talking about the guys can't do anything right aspect of this, but I actually wanted to womansplain a little bit on the real issue going on here. The whole root of this issue is that she wants his attention. This isn't about pancakes. This isn't about mowing the lawn. This is a continuous buildup of resentment for what she perceives as a lack of intimacy on his part. And a lot of that is normal, but she's saying that she's literally feeling a rage, and deep down that's because she's mad that he is not initiating intimacy on his own. And we have to examine that. I think one of the main issues we women are experiencing is that we're relying way too much on the men to be the initiators of the intimacy.
Right there, that's the thing. I mean, if she's feeling rage and stuff because she feels like he's not initiating it, is probably because he's initiated it so much that he feels like she's not doing anything at all. So he's just stopped trying. That could be it. Or it could be that she maybe has initiated everything and he's not doing any of the initiating. We don't know, because we can't get the full story. But the thing is, it's just there are a lot of guys out there who initiate almost pretty much everything almost all the time, and they see that their partner isn't initiating anything, so they just stop trying. And it continues to the point where the other partner still isn't willing to initiate anything, and they just feel like that, what's the point? And so resentment starts to build up on either side.
And a lot of women don't realize this, but once men become the sole initiators, it starts to feel creepy, and they start to really hold back unless they see a really warm sign or bright beacon. Ladies, we can get after it too. We are entirely allowed to be the initiators. But for some reason, probably due to being sociologically conditioned into believing that we can't be the chasers or the pursuers, we refuse to rev that engine. So
I can tell you this, ladies, if you initiate like any sort of intimacy with your man, I guarantee he will love it. There are plenty of guys out there who would absolutely love it if a woman initiated any sort of intimacy with him. They would find that so fucking hot. They would be flabbergasted and confused at first, like, what the hell is happening? But I guarantee he would love it.
So instead, when we want intimacy, we end up using the only language we were sociologically conditioned to using, which is task delegation. Next thing you know, we're very unintentionally turning affection into a task by saying things like, can you not make pancakes? Ultimately, she was upset that when he came home, he did not join her in the space that she was in. So go join him in the space that he's in. If he goes into the kitchen to do dishes, just go in there and have coffee and chat with him while he's doing it. He would love that. Just like men are currently socially reconditioning themselves to be more present in parenthood or more emotionally vulnerable, we have to start socially conditioning ourselves to pursue a little bit more and to initiate a little bit more. Oh, and everyone's saying he can't mow the lawn because then she'll have to watch the child. Here's my husband with both his son and our daughter mowing the lawn just fine. Life hack. Men love when you simply exist around them. They're very simple creatures, and they love even more when you make the moves. Initiating intimacy is not some sign of desperation on your part or some sign of failure on his part. It's actually just one of the coolest things ever. In conclusion, ladies, make some moves on your man today. You're welcome.
Have some fun.
Kind of makes me a bit sad. I wish I had a lady in my life who'd like to make some moves on me. One day. I hope one day. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this Womansplaining Men to Women compilation 42 to 46. Please let me know what you think in the comments below about any of this stuff. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. If there are any other videos you'd like to see me react to, please make sure to either comment them down below or post the video on the Discord channel, and I will get to them as soon as I can. I do have a channel over on Twitch that I stream to every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturdays. Please make sure to go check that out. Give me a follow over there, and I hope to see you over on whenever I stream. Links to my Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and Discord are all in the description below. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.